longer amount of time, but you do not, and you can turn it around mid-game.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, this is Game 2 of the finals of the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 40. This is going to be the team Pays Evelyn Child Support versus Feel the Vibe. Pays Evelyn Child Support's up 1-0 in this series. So if they win this game, they win the whole darn thing. And if not, it's going to go to a mythical Game 3 where we get an entire bonus extra game to bring to you guys so they can fight out for their RP in one last chance. So Pays Evelyn Child Support's got the advantage, I'd say, coming into this game, because all they got to do is it takes one to win. On the left side is going to be Feel the Vibe, Netherware Man as Urgot, Half-Hard as Swain, Talith PA as Pantheon, Dynov playing as Talon, and Armor playing as Amumu as one half of your casters. My name is Gandair, and casting with me is...
And I am Skill Factory on our red team, who is Pays Evelyn Child Support and up by 1 game right now. We're going to have Infeed getting that Teemo. First pick again, loves the Teemo. Buddha Rice is going to be on Ezreal. Painkiller, rocking the Elise. Captain Booberry running the support on Leona. And Confarius going with Syndra. Down bottom once again.
That Syndra bottom lane has been pretty cool. Let's see an Ezreal being used in this game. Ezreal Elise. Now Ezreal, remember, I'd say he's one of maybe a little bit weaker of the AD carries in just sheer damage output, but his maneuverability and his global presence make him so valuable. Because if he can be alive when another champion like Vayne or Ashe or Varus is not alive, then guess what? You're probably going to die. Or that Ezreal's going to get away and ult the top and interrupt it.
And being able to outrange pretty much all the champions in this current game, except for Syndra, which is on his team anyways, even if he has 2 bars and he's a full health person capping that turret, he can poke him over and over again. And an engagement coming a little bit early here. Talith PA getting hit with a stun. Buddha Rice going to have, along with Talith PA, Super Teemo trying to fly around and slow down the fight a little bit, waiting for Captain Blueberry, who's their CC, come in, and they're going to 1v1 Nidoray Man down bottom here. And Nidoray Man doesn't care about the Leona, trying to get the damage onto Infeed. Armor coming over the wall, good stun. Infeed going down as the first kill of this game. And Talith PA looking like coming around back, making sure they don't get out of there. Leona coming back in to engage. Captain Blueberry really does not care about how much damage they're doing right now. Still living for quite some time as Armor falls back to cap this. Painkiller getting in, trying to do a little bit of damage, going to repel in the air. Infeed's back up, going to stop that cap, getting stunned in the process. Talith PA putting out good damage there. Painkiller going to fall very soon here. Half-Hearted also very low, dying to Teemo in a 1v1. That Ignite plus the poison damage, bringing Teemo, Super Teemo, out on top. And blue, Talith PA and crew are going to take the windmill for the first advantage in this game.
Now in the bottom lane, Dino's been pushing up some minions, but not a lot of big action yet. Although, big action may soon be to follow. Half-Hard coming down the lower half of the map. See Captain Blueberry trailing right behind him. It looks like it might be gank on for the bottom lane, and Confidara's getting intentionally low on hit points, getting that stun going right there, and Painkiller gonna help mop him up, and oh, that Ignite tick gonna take down Syndra, unfortunately. So it is a trade down in the bottom lane, both sides losing their champion there. Infeed's gonna pick up this Storm Shield unless Swain, Swain's not gonna let him do that. Swain, you have a bird, have him meet Teemo. Give him the birds.
Give him the birds. Swain coming in, did not know that he was going to be met by 2 people and 2 stuns there, and Teemo just running in saying, hey look, I got my Storm Shield, and here's a dart to the face. Game over for him. Meanwhile, Buddha Rice going versus the Urgot, missing the ultimate, going with the exhaust, putting in good damage, but the swap coming out, stunning him. Nidoray Man almost going down. He does to Buddha Rice. Mumu taking out the Ezreal, but dying in the process for a 1-for-2 trade, I believe. I think someone used a revive. Yes, Mumu did. And got back up to try to get up to top lane there and recap the windmill advantage for their team. Meanwhile, Syndra in a lot of trouble here, trying to burst down Dynov, takes 1 tower hit and will die to the Pantheon gank from Talith PA.
You can see the revive is coming out now from Buddha Rice. Confidara's coming straight down here. Had he not had that revive, Talith would have been able to go up there, take that tower, and at least neutral it. So that revive definitely helping out down there. Instead, it's just going to be like, oh, ganks happen, no big deal. Up at the top, though, to feed minions into this tower, Minions add a little bit of a, reduce the capture by a little bit there. And now Half-Hard's got the bird form activated there, doing a little bit of damage, but it's still a lopsided fight. 3 people versus 3 people. And look at all of those long swords in those inventories.
They are stacking along. Pantheon actually has 3 long swords, which you almost never see.
You do
not
on
enough for the, not enough on the for the brutalizer probably, and went right for an additional longsword instead. And this went off by it's like 130 gold difference between the two, 133 gold I think. So he must have been very close, but did not want to spend any time sitting in the base waiting for items. And Elise on Painkiller just kind of running around, milling about the mid lane here. They're going to collapse onto Ezreal, who's going to take out the 1v1 versus Swain up in the top lane, and Amumu and Urgot are still there. They're going to come in and capitalize on the 3v2 as Syndra is rezzing from dying down bottom, I believe. Or no, did she just go back? But up top, Armor taking a good amount of damage, eating all the turret hits, Elise going down, and now it's a 3v1. Captain Blueberry not going to be able to do much to stop this. Amumu actually using the ultimate coming out there, saving his life just barely. Syndra coming up top now, but Pantheon jumping right onto Conferus, doing a good amount of damage. But he needs to be careful because that magic damage is not to be scoffed at. The ultimate is up by Conferus, so a good stun, and they will go in, but it looks like possibly bait this out. Did not land the stun. And Captain Blueberry is now coming back with the damage from Conferus to try to take back this windmill.
And Zenith's Blade's back to Netterer, man. I think he wanted to stop Talith there, but he wasn't able to connect, unfortunately. Now Talith just really wants to get rid of Confidaris and is finally able to do so. Now Half-Hard come up at the top. Gets him with the birds up at the top there. Bandage tosses in. Schrodinger's Ezreal over the wall. You don't know which way he was going. And now Painkiller in the fight as well to put down some damage. Talith tries to get Buddha Rice, but is just not quite able to do enough damage to kill him, though. So Buddha Rice able to still stand back and put out a little bit of damage. Captain Blueberry retreats back to the tower. And Pantheon going to recall. In the bottom lane, Dynov and Infeed are having a discussion, or a dance rather, over this bottom point here. Syndra on the way back, and oh, the ball shove, the unleashed power right there, taking him down. Confidaris going to be able to get this point back, no problem now, since there's no one there to contest it. But, unfortunately, Netterer Man and Armor are able to take the drill. And,
yeah, feel the vibe. Showing very strong early in this game here.
Talith PA, though, having gotten his Brutalizer in addition to his 3 long swords. And let me explain that to anyone who's not familiar with Talith PA, because sometimes you're a little short on gold, and you just pick up the extra item instead of merging it, or something like that. But Talith PA actually has a tactic where he likes to stack all of the required long swords that he will need for his entire build early on, so that way he has them all right away, and he kind of gets a nice little boost in damage, whereas other people are starting to complete items and get the sort of weirder spell effects of things like Phage or Sheen. Instead, he's just getting extra damage, so he spikes up in the mid-game.
Then a big engagement coming down here over the Speed Shrine. Painkiller going after Half-Hearted, getting that kill with the Ignite, getting out with its life, almost taking a rocket from Urgot and going down there. Talith PA in a lot of trouble as Infeed's trying to chase down Talith PA. He did get one more auto attack, but not enough to finish him off a little too quick. Captain Blueberry deciding to fight Armor now that it's 2v1. Armor going to go down to the Teemo right there as Buddha Rice and Painkiller are going to try to push in with all these minions. This is going to cap a little bit faster than they're going to be able to deal with. Painkiller going over the wall, trying to get an assist there. It does not. Captain Blueberry actually getting the kill on that Leona. And meanwhile, down bottom, Dynov's actually going to take the quest point down here, giving them the 10% damage buff. So Feel the Vibe is going to be a force to be reckoned with very quickly here. Talith PA actually going up top, getting the easy kill on Elise. It looks like he's going to back instead of trying to cap this 1v1 versus Captain Blueberry.
I don't like the odds of trying to 1v1 a Leona under Leona's tower with Eclipse and the defensive advantage of having that turret's damage. Leona can just kind of sit there and tank. Half-Hard has been activated up here. Is he gonna dive this, or is he just gonna use it to kind of poke a little bit and stay alive? It looks like that's all he's gonna do. Without that, oh nope, Teemo damage. Gonna do that thing right there. Talon with the ult there doing some damage. Oh, that ult from Amumu taken down Ezreal there, and then Infeed getting put under that tower there didn't help him either. So they're able to hold this in the bottom lane, and it seems like all game long, Dynov with these 80 assassins in the bottom, you know, doing Zed, doing Talon, seems like he's got something figured out, and it seems to work particularly well against Syndra, because if you can jump in and close that gap. Since she likes to be far away, you can eat the unleashed power and then jump in and, you know, get your damage on her.
Yeah, she's been doing a good job trying to trade and keep the minions pushed. Zed doing a very good job at clearing, though. Oh, the damage coming down on a Nidoray man, taking lots of it from Conference and Painkiller on that Elise. And it looks like they're going to come back after this cap. And Ezreal going up top to stop Pantheon from capping the drill. Armor in a lot of trouble here. A couple people low health. He does get the health relic. Running through there, half-hearted, teeing off with Buddha Rice with the exhaust on there. Does he have enough mana to finish him? He does. And Conference trying to finish off the half-hearted with no HP. Should be very easy as a Lace comes in here. But, oh, the Crow at the very end.
Wow, and the minions.
Picking up 2 kills for that Swain. And very good play, just barely taking each one of them. Now Painkiller trying to defend a neutral turret versus 2, but Captain Blueberry's coming in with a good solar flare. Calafier taking the stun to the face. Captain Blueberry actually doing a decent amount of damage in this 1v1. They really don't want to use their abilities. They came back on a Painkiller, but it was a bad idea as Teemo and Ezreal are here to lock down the Talon.
And that was Swain coming to play right there. And with all that attention down the bottom lane, there's going to be a neutral up top. Probably not a... Whoa, the Garrison makes me a liar. I'm completely wrong. And the Nidoray man now has to deal with Captain Blueberry, but reinforcements... Oh, he's going to pick up that kill on Syndra, too. I saw that, Nidoray man. Going to take that kill at the last second right there. They're going to get that neutral, and he's going to swap in-feed right into harm's way. He's going to get caught by Swain immediately. Amumu's going to stick to him with the bandage toss. They want Teemo out of the way because they know how dangerous he can be. And Blueberry's like, no, I need to go shopping. I'm out.
Yeah, what a great swap that was right there, forcing Teemo to come into the fight, into the stuns of Talafier and Armor, and they just dropped Teemo, who actually popped a revive and is trying to get back up there to fight this out, but it doesn't look... It looks like Red's going to swing top as Blue tries to swing bottom and make something happen versus Elise, who is now dominating against Talon, it looks like, who's at half health, with Elise at full.
Yeah, Elise hit him with 2 abilities, and Talon didn't like it.
Yeah, that long-range stun, if you get stunned off the bat, you don't have a way to trade from that range. Solar Flare coming out up top. Half-Hearted in a lot of trouble here. Great stuns coming out. The Ezreal coming across. Pantheon's going to be dropping in to try to help out his team, but Urgot's going to go down first. Curse of Sad Money coming out, hitting 3 people, but it's not doing enough damage to make a difference in this fight. Talafier going down, trading for the Syndra. Now Armor going to die to Buddha Rice. And Half-Hearted coming back in, wanting to clean up some kills, but the stuns coming out are too much and doesn't get anything. Trades his life for not making a difference whatsoever. Buddha Rice actually rocking the Iceborne Gauntlet for that slow and kiting right there. And they're going to grab this red, and then one by one they keep going in. Talafier now going to be the next one to die without getting a kill. And if they filter in one by one versus all 3 of them, they're not making anything happen.
Nice straight lines with the A move into the tanks. Not a good way to go. Although that mushroom hitbox up there was very interesting because Swain went right around that. I guess he still clipped it and got that slow on top of it. But that vision is just so valuable. Teemo can always see what's going on. If you play Teemo for a while, you start to know where to put those things so that they don't necessarily hit them, but you do get the vision, which may even be more powerful in some cases. Armor taking a little bit of damage up there, in-feed back in the fight as well. And we got Urgot and Swain on the way, checking the bushes over there, making sure that there's nobody. The Corrosive Charge connects with Teemo for a little bit of damage. Buddha Rice up there looking around. A lot of skill shots through the orange stand and the fruit vendor in the middle of the map.
Syndra might be in a lot of trouble if they decide to collapse up top. He's pretty much all alone here. But instead, they're going to catch Nidoray Man, who's going to go for the swap and try to get out of there. But Ezreal's going to be able to finish off this kill very easily as they chase Talafier. In-feed in a lot of a commanding position with that blind right now. And now Half-Hearted, even though he has the shield, he is not going to want to fight this. Oh, Nidoray Man actually coming back with the revive, wanting to go versus the in-feed. Conference going 1v1 with Armor right now, getting the kill with the help of Leona's stun. Half-Hearted probably going to go down here. A lot of damage coming out from the Teemo and not enough coming back in return. And Ezreal going legendary here. Buddha Rice doing a great job slowing people and picking them off one by one. And a double kill coming out. And the acid, the acid damage from Urgot going to take out Syndra with the last tick of that damage.
I think that's the 4th time this tournament we've seen Syndra die to dot damage. She's deathly allergic to dot effects.
Yeah, they were trading kills down bottom with her and Zed in the Ignite kill. earlier this game already died to that once, so that's 2 this game at least.
Yeah, and then there were, in the game before that, there were some as well. And grouping up at the top now, we see Armor and Talith PA pushing up there, and both of them can control Buddha Rice pretty well. But Confederatus is up here to help out, throws the DPS onto Armor there, and Confederatus is just hiding and doing the damage, keeping Armor away from other places. In the bottom, Captain Booberry, or Half-Hard rather, excuse me, was intercepted on his way up to the top by Captain Booberry. And now, at the bottom there, the Mushroom going off, slowing Nidoran Man. The sweeper effect goes off down there in the bottom by Leona, so she can see exactly what's going on. And they're just kind of pushing on down towards this bottom. Now, they're not going to be able to cap this, but they're definitely applying a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it was a great max range lance that's going to get them the kill onto the Urgot right there. I mean, it had to be the very tip of that spear just catching his fat little robot body and getting able to cap that kill, and now just defend their 3-point cap and trying to come back into this game. State 7 Child Support does not give up, and their game gets really strong, especially when you have AD carries. AD carries tend to scale a lot better than some of the other champions in this game, like the tanks and like the bruisers. So if you can't get onto them and kill them, they're going to be able to put out way more sustained damage than most can deal with.
And up at the top now, we got Armor and crew up here. Talith and Half-Hard with him, right behind him. The Confederatus coming in from the back, going to throw a little damage out as well. But Urgot, this might be bad for Confederatus. With Urgot coming in like that, comes in from a great direction there. Captain Booberry getting singled out, and Buddha Rice trying to put out the damage from behind, but it's just quite a little bit too far for him to really start getting in the auto attacks. He does pick up a kill on Pantheon, blinks over to try and delay a little bit longer, and is successful with that delay, but wasn't ultimately able to save the tower.
Yeah, they did get the 1 kill, but it wasn't enough to make a difference. And you can see here the Leona and the Ezreal did not pop revives there. They did have them up, but it's not worth it to revive and storm up to a point if you don't have your team to support you. And so now instead they're all going to res at the same time, because they died at about the same time in that last fight, Ezreal being a little bit behind the rest. And now they're going to come up 3 strong, coming through the bushes, looking to catch somebody on their way over. Instead of going right to the cap, they want to catch somebody, and they get caught out. That vision, it was a very, very good Hextech sweeper by Armor there in not getting sniped on the way up to the top point.
Bottom lane, Dynov got killed, had to revive straight back onto the field there. He's gonna, the mushroom, doing some extra damage to him in the bottom lane. For the top though, Half-Hearted, putting some damage on Captain Booberry. Booberry connects with a Solar Flare with a slow though, and Buddha Rice just sitting back and just chipping away, and Ezreal is so great at that. He's got the ability to go through walls if he needs to create that distance when other champions can't do it. Talos drops a stun on infeed right there. There's a defensive garrison going down, which is going to help them out a lot, and they can still win this fight. Feel the Vibe has been doing a pretty good job so far, but Buddha Rice just keeps eating people up from the back end. You can see him even now, hanging out in the back, shooting away at people.
His poke is very strong right now. He does have the Sheen proc from that Iceborne Gauntlet. He has a Last Whisper, a Brutalizer. He's got tons of cooldown reduction from CDR boots, and every one of his attacks is proccing that long distance, that Sheen, and every 3 seconds I think it is a 3-second cooldown? On the Iceborne Gauntlet is slowing them, 2-second cooldown. So pretty much every one of his Mystic shots will slow you in an AoE circle. And he's been just abusing that to his advantage, keeping everybody at bay and putting a very good showing for an Ezreal after the last Ezreal we saw.
Middle of the map here, we have Feel the Vibe looking to get in and maybe make a play or just apply some pressure. Maybe they want a Syndra, free Syndra with purchase of top lane. And Swain's going to get that kill pretty easily. Syndra just getting caught in a very unfortunate position.
Yeah, Syndra really not able to get things going in this match. Is doing a good amount of damage, but not enough. And now an engagement coming down. Painkiller getting stunned. Half-Hearted getting out. Oh, not getting out with his life. Painkiller going down to the last Acid Hunter. Rated to drop down. Great job by Nidoran Man there. Armor going to be the next one to die to Infeed. Nidoran Man going for the swap on Infeed and looking to kite a little bit more. Not able. The Solar Flare missing completely. But Nidoran Man in a lot of trouble here. Getting blinded. Team is going to put a little bit more damage. Juke all of the skill shots. and call it a day as they push up to take this windmill, which they're for sure going to cap right now. As Buddha Rice just try to stop Dynov, who's trying to just slow them down, but the damage coming out from Conferus went with a double blasting wand, and the unleashed power put so much damage, and it's a minimum right now of almost 700 damage onto them. And it looks like the Elise going to try to run a little distraction onto Armor and Talos PA. A great bandage toss right over the Painkiller, going 1v1 versus Half-Hearted, doing a good job stunning, but the Ezreal coming by not really doing much here, and Half-Hearted going down, but Painkiller so low on health, just barely getting away here, and Captain Blueberry helped secure that kill onto the Pantheon with Syndra's help, and now they're going to take out Armor and defend this windmill, and trade, 3 for 0 trade. Everybody's super low, but nobody actually falling for the red team.
Nope, that's the Painkiller survival method. Get double-digit hit points and live somehow. Now Conference up here has got to keep Netherrare Man at bay long enough for his allies to get there, and it looks like they are going to be up far quicker than the enemy team is, especially because you have a Teemo, and he's really fast and really freaking obnoxious. If they changed his voice acting from not being so squeaky because he's a Yordle, I'd be But that's a completely different subject. Now Armor up here at the... Yes! We need Werewolf Teemo. He's like giant. Talos PA checking the bushes over there. Gets hit by a mushroom for his trouble. Got the reveal on that. Captain Blueberry with the stun, though! And the Solar Flare. Pretty bad. Talos PA's revive is not quite up yet, though, so he can't just simply get back into the fight. But even if he did, I didn't think it would matter because Pay's Evelyn Child Support had complete control over that fight.
Yeah, they're really coming back towards the end of this game here, and their team synergy right there showed its weight in gold. The stuns upon stuns. Conference actually going to go down here. Painkiller trying to tease with a little bit of HP. Same thing with Teemo. Not going to be able to get away. Pantheon with a double kill. Captain Blueberry going to go down to Netherrare Man. And they're actually going to come out a little bit ahead after using 2 revives for that fight. One on Swain and one on Pantheon. But they did come ahead. The swap coming down to Netherrare Man. Armor trying to dive onto Buddha Rice as he defends his turret, but he's going to kite himself out of there, trying to put the damage on, does not have enough, and going to get it shut down finally by Armor on that sad robot.
And Pay's Evelyn Child Support now is kind of, they're really getting things rolling. They need one win to stay to take the series. And Field of Vibe really needs this to stay alive because they're already down 1 game. If they lose this one, Paisley and Child Support is going to win, and they want to take that game 3. They want to take that first place. So see if they can turn it around. They've been doing okay, but the last few engagements have really not gone the way that they need. A nice snare right there by Swain. They can take Leona down. That's going to be really helpful.
Yeah, big fight coming down here. No holds barred. The damage coming out from Conference, blowing people up. Armor coming back in, getting that kill onto Syndra. And it looks like they're going to be in a lot of trouble here. In feed, popping a Zonia's. And
everyone in a different direction.
Up in a different direction. And nobody hitting any one of those mushrooms. But Ezreal coming up, trying to tee off with Dynov, who does big damage right there. And Ezreal taking a lot of it to the face. Dropping right there. But the revives coming out from Painkiller and Conference are going to be able to save the windmill for them. Painkiller going straight on a Talos PA. Conference supporting with a lot of damage. And see if they can get a max range. No, not enough range. Conference wanted to get a stun. Not able to land it onto Netherrare Man. Needed another second or so for Scout of the Week. Looking for a stun there. Not enough. And coming up from behind is Captain Blueberry, though. Netherrare Man's going to be in a lot of trouble here. Trying to go back through. A good lance onto the stun. Another stun. Solar Flare coming out, locking him up. He's going to revive, coming back to this fight, but it might not be enough. Conference actually getting hit with the Curse of the Sad Mummy, but putting out all the damage and dropping orbs all over that Sad Mummy. Sad Robot, excuse me. Captain Blueberry coming back on Half-Hearted, who's out of mana and unable to do anything except for run over little Super Teemo shields, eating that damage. Meanwhile, Netherrare Man didn't come back up top with his revive. He went down bottom. They got the kill onto Ezreal, and it looks like they're going to be capping the Boneyard unless Leona can stop it. She does. Pops the Garrison, stops the cap, and is looking to just defend this point while Painkiller and Dynov tee off up top and up in the air. Elise goes, not taking enough damage and trying to get out of there. Down bottom, Captain Blueberry going to go down, but Buddha Rice there trying to defend. A good amount of damage coming out from him. He is a little bit tankier now. Does have the Lantern, but it's not going to be enough to stop them as they go to cap this bottom point.
So they are going to stop the clock at 13.
Yes, they're going to stop the clock at 13. The windmill might actually go down. Conferus trying to stop the Amumu, but not doing anything to Swain, who's also doing damage. Ooh, a great Zonia's there. Did not get rooted, and maybe be able to come out with this. Oh, the damage is so close. See who gets it. Ooh, a great root from Half-Hearted. Getting that kill, that never move was great, great placement. And walked right into it to secure that kill for them.
And the Zonia is again on Teemo, saving him for just a moment. Oh, Talon's ult. Nice. Got the blade on the return, taking the kill off on him. Dynov down the bottom, not able to take down Buddha Rice. Unfortunately, shot gets fired off up at the top, but Feel the Vibe is going to stay alive in this series, and they're going to take this to game 3.
Yeah, it looks like there's nothing that they can do. 13-0 is going to be your final score here. Buddha Rice actually got with a great play down bottom to defend that turret. He actually arcane shifted with the bleed from Talon on, keeping him alive from auto-attacking minions, but it wasn't enough. 13-0. What a close game that was.
We normally don't see games like that, but that was pretty cool. Netherman trying to be stealthy and sell all of his items at the end of the game to mess up my statistics and make me have to watch back through the video until I find the point where he hadn't sold them yet, and then at the last second before he sells them, pause the video so I can write down what his build actually was.
Seems like a lot of work.
I know, man. Stats. But yeah, we get a game 3, guys. It's going to be pretty cool.